What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another round of the LBA. Today I'm bringing you my round 9 battle, I believe. I had this after my round 10, so it kind of went out of order for me. However, this is a battle that I had against Griel, who is coach of the Pori Arcanines, who was the runner-up last season, who was always made semifinal, or not semifinals, playoffs, who is honestly just one of the best battlers in my opinion. Like, he's one of those people that they don't run crazy weird sets like a trapping Cophagrigus, shoutouts to Shadow, or a baton passing acid armor Vaporeon into Sylveon, shoutouts to Freedomion. Like he just runs straight power. And it's insane to think how well he does with running straight power, and it just goes to show how smart he is as a battler, and he can just counter team you with basically anything he wants to. So, with that being said, his team is very, very, very threatening to mine. Mega Medicham can wreck my entire team. Like, literally my entire team, aside from Victini. Like, everything. I'm sorry if you hear my chair squeaking. I'm upstairs recording this tonight. But his team is so threatening, and if he baton passes with Scolipede, I'm finished. So it's a very, very threatening battle for me. Whenever I looked at the team matchup, I told multiple people this, and I'm going to say it again. I went into this battle trying not to get 6-0'd. That was my goal, and that's really what I was going to try to do the entire time. But I decided to bring Victini, Mega Gardevoir, Choice Band, and Diggersby, a physically defensive Hitmontop, a Amoonguss, and then a Slowbro. So it was kind of a risky play on my end, but I don't know. I kind of had to do what I had to do. So as you can see right now, he's gonna be leading off with his Raikou, and I'm gonna be leading off with my Slowbro because I kind of had this all planned out. If he leads off with Raikou, I'm going to lead off with Slowbro, switch out into Diggersby when he goes for a Thunderbolt or a whatever, and he just turns out to go for Hidden Power Ice. Right on my Diggersby, and it was a first turn prediction. I even said out loud, no need to first turn predict. So he's going to switch right onto his Milotic on the quick attack, and it doesn't do a whole lot considering I'm choice banded. So I probably should have gone for a return right there. It would have done about 80%. I would have forced him to Scald or Recover, and it would have been really nice. So this Amoonguss is actually not especially defensive Amoonguss, as you can see by that damage right there. This is actually a Life Orb Amoonguss. I went into this battle hoping that I could do some weird sets on him that I really planned out. So I go for a Spore right here, trying to see what he was going to do. The reason why I'm running Life Orb Amoonguss is because it tears through his Wall Core of Skarmory and Milotic. Hidden Power Fire, as you're about to see, does about 50%, and Giga Drain to Milotic does about 50%. So I can 2-hit KO both of his walls, essentially, and that's mainly what I was looking for. So he's going to go into his Raikou right here, as I go for the wait for pressure. As I go for another Hidden Power Fire, and it's going to do about 25%. Or, no, that's not 25, that's more like 15. But that's kind of decent damage considering that this is more than likely an Assault-vested Raikou. So, I'm going to go out into my Hitmontop right here, get off the Intimidate that is completely irrelevant on the special attacker as he goes for a Shadow Ball. And that's going to do not a whole lot, but my only reliable recovery is Leftovers. So I'm kind of in a tough situation. Whenever he goes for Volt Switch right there, that kind of assured me that he was Assault Vested and not Specs or Scarf or anything like that. So I was going to go out into the Skarmory, as I kind of did predict that, and I wanted to go for a close combat instead of a Fake Out, so if I had any chance to 2-hit KO it, I could have possibly right there. So I'm going to get the Leftovers recovery, and as you could see, the close combat was not a 2-hit KO. Even before Leftovers, I think it would have been like a min-max roll, and I'm not okay with doing that against Griel. I want to, for sure, do something. He's going to wake up as he goes for the Roost, and I was really happy. And then I started to run damage calcs, and I ran the wrong calculation again. Whenever I clicked the thing on damage calcs, it input me with 118 defense EVs, and that said that I would have lived that, but I didn't have those EVs, so I didn't live it. He killed me whenever I just threw away my Life Orb Amoonguss that was kind of sort of my win condition because it took out his Milotic and his Skarmory. So now I'm going to go into my Victini, which kind of sort of matters a lot in this battle because it's the only thing that outspeeds his Mega Medicham and his Raikou. So he does switch into his Raikou, sacking it off, knowing that a V-Create is coming his way. I don't know why he sacked off his Raikou, because Raikou could have been very, very helpful later on in the battle to him, but maybe that's just me. Because if I had locked myself into V-Create, he could switch in and go for a Volt Switch and get Switch Initiative, but you never know. So now he's going to switch into his Mega Medicham. With my defense lowered, I'm not about to take a Fake Out or a High Jump Kick or a Zen Headbutt or anything, even though it will be resisted. So I'm going to go into my Hitmontop, get the Intimidate as he does Mega Evolve, and he goes for the Fake Out. Now that's not going to do a whole lot because he is intimidated, but honestly, I'm especially defensive. So whenever you consider that, it kind of did a lot. I don't know. Mega Medicham is really, really threatening in this league. It's like you can't do anything. He's going to go for a Zen Headbutt and miss, which kind of sucks. I kind of wish he had gone for a High Jump Kick right there, but it's whatever. So now I'm going to go for a Trick Room. I didn't expect him to switch out at all. I kind of expected him just to stay in and go for either A, Scald, or B, I expected him to have a Thunder Punch, honestly. So I'm going to paralyze the Milotic, and right here it gets a little bit stally. He's going to go for a Toxic, which really, really, really matters on my Slowbro later on in the battle. As I go for a Scald, it's not going to do more than 5%, 10%, so it's kind of sucks. And then he's going to just basically allow me to get like a bunch of toxic damage racked up on me. In retrospect, going for Trick Room and then paralyzing this thing was not a smart idea, but hindsight's 20/20, as I've heard multiple times in this league. So, like I said, it's literally just going to be a Scald Toxic Stall war. So after the dimensions return to normal, I'm going to switch out into my Mega Gardevoir, expecting him to recover right here. And I get the Marvel Scale as he goes for a Toxic, expecting the switch. And I was like, oh my god, that was such a pro play. That was a fantastic play. Because now my Mega Gardevoir has limited turns whenever it can just stay on the field as long as it wants to, because I have Shadow Sneak. I could do a lot of damage to his Alakazam, and he can't OHKO me even with a Shadow Ball. So right here, I am going to go for a Hyper Voice. I figured if it OHKOs, it means he's defensive. If it doesn't, he's specially defensive. He doesn't die, so I figured it was specially defensive. And I know that another Hyper Voice will knock it out. Even and that toxic damage just really, really sucks, man. So I'm going to go for another Hyper Voice. It's going to take out the Milotic, which Mega Gardevoir has been probably one of the best pickups that I think I've ever had in my entire time of being in the LBA. I'm so glad I picked it up. So now that he's going into his Scolipede, I'm like, well, Poison Jab is definitely coming my way. Might as well go into my Jazz Hands and get some Intimidate off, because Intimidate is always good on physical attackers. So even after the Intimidate, that still did a lot of damage. So that kind of led me to believe that he was like, I don't even know. I don't think he was Focus Sashed, honestly. But it was, I don't know, he's not Life Orb, he's not Focus Sashed, I couldn't figure out his item. Even in the battle, I was having a lot of trouble figuring out his item on his Scolipede. So I figured to go for another Poison Jab, and I figured I would live it, and I would go for a counter, and I would do about 50% to it, to where Diggersby could, I mean not Diggersby, to where my Victini could outspeed it and go for a V-Create on it. So as I go into my Slowbro right here, he's going to get up the rocks, and that really sucks, because now, along with my Mega Gardevoir being toxic, I now have a Victini that has limited switch-ins, because I can't rapid spin them away on basically anything except for the Skarmory. So he's going to go for the Brave Bird and get hurt by Rocky Helmet. I threw Rocky Helmet on this just for his Mega Medicham. I figured if he would go for his Zen Headbutt, Fake Out, anything, the Rocky Helmet damage would end up racking up on it, to where a Fake Out or a Quick Attack would end up killing it. But didn't really work out that way. I didn't have Slowbro in on his Mega Medicham at all. So I'm going to go for a couple Scalds right here, trying to fish for a little bit of a burn so I could take stuff a little bit better. And I don't get it at all. I don't get it whatsoever. So I have to switch out right here, going into my Victini as he goes for the Roost. And the reason why I decided to go into Victini was because right here I basically get a kill by clicking V-Create. except for his Alakazam, which is always Focus Sash. It's always Focus Sash. It always has been Focus Sash. Always will be Focus Sash. It's what he runs. I knew he would have Focus Sash on it from the very beginning. That's why I have Shadow Sneak on Mega Gardevoir. That's the only reason why. So he does go into that, break the Focus Sash. And right here was kind of a misplay. I don't really need Mega Gardevoir anymore because I can't outspeed a lot of his team except for the Skarmory. And the Mega Medicham would be a speed tie, and he could possibly hurt me a lot with a Bullet Punch. So I sack off my Jazz Hands when I really shouldn't have. That right there was huge. I shouldn't have sacked off my Jazz Hands because I needed to Rapid Spin away the rocks. Because as you can see, my Victini is down to 50%, and it hasn't even like taken any hits from anything. So it really sucks. So I'm going to go for the Choice Scarf U-turn, killing the Alakazam, and now the score is 3-3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to send him my Diggersby as he goes into his Mega Medicham. I thought a Fake Out was coming right here, so I'm just like, well, I'm going to click Quick Attack, get a lot of damage off. He goes for High Jump Kick instead and hits it. I was like, damn, that really sucks. If he had missed that High Jump Kick, that would have been insane. But I'm actually really glad that he didn't miss it because this battle has been hacks-free. Completely hacks-free. So it's a true game of showing like who's the better battler, I guess. I sent him my Victini, and I overpredicted a lot. I went for Zen Headbutt instead of V-Create. He planned for me to go for V-Create, and I didn't even go for V-Create. Like, I could have killed the Skarmory. It really sucked. So now I'm going to go to my Mega Gardevoir and let it go down to this Brave Bird. I was like, couldn't you live? No, you can't live. So I'm going to go down to the Brave Bird, as now I have to go back out into my, well, wait for it. I'm going to have to go back out into my Slowbro because I don't want Victini to die just yet. And after I switch it into Stealth Rocks, it's only going to have one more turn of attacking because it'll have like 3 HP. So I'm going to go for the Brave Bird, get hurt by Rocky Helmet and Recoil. Again, taking him down to about 90 HP as I go for a Scald. That's going to do a lot of damage, and I finally get the burn. I was so happy. I was like, I needed that earlier in the battle, but I didn't get it, so it's whatever. But now I can definitely live another Brave Bird, and I can set up a Trick Room as he dies to Recoil, Rocky Helmet, and burn damage. So he is going to go for the Brave Bird. Like I thought, I do live because he is burnt. And I'm going to set up the Trick Room. Now, the reason why I set up Trick Room was because... okay, this is really dumb. I thought I had leftovers on my Slowbro, even though I knew I had Rocky Helmet. So I figured I would set up the Trick Room, and then he would go into something, and he wouldn't be able to OHKO me with a Fake Out, and I would be able to get off a free Scald. That was my thought process. It was completely idiotic, completely dumb. And I just go to my Victini and I die to a Fake Out anyway, so it doesn't even matter the Trick Room was up because he beat me. He beat me 2-0. It was a very clean, very hacks-free, very, very fun battle in my opinion. I don't think I would have changed any of the outcomes. I wouldn't change any of the plays because it was a fantastic battle. I'm glad that he won, and I really hope that he comes back next season because I know he's contemplating not coming back. But if you watch this, Grill, I really hope that you do come back, because the league would not be the same without you. Make sure that you guys keep an eye out for my next battle because it will be coming up pretty soon, hopefully. I'm also going to bring Showdown sessions coming to you this weekend. I haven't been uploading a lot of them because LBA takes a lot out of me. But I'm also going to try to bring a couple regular OU battles. I'm going to try to get a friend to record them for me. But also, DeeTrain, thank you very much for recording my LBA battles for me. I do appreciate it. A link to his channel will be in the description below this time. I will actually put it there this time because I forgot last time. But make sure you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.